Hey everybody, we're back at Hinton for a Workday on our 1950 Slingsby T.21. This weekend our tow plane is up in Hutchinson, Kansas, helping out the Kansas Soaring Association with the 126 championships and the low performance contest at Sunflower Glider Port. So since there's no tow plane here this weekend and the weather was pretty rainy this morning, we're taking a chance this weekend to catch up on a little more TLC on the glider and the last few preparations before the trip to the International Vintage Sailplane Meet next month at Harris Hill in Elmira, New York.
Yeah, so to date we have fixed a bump on the nose that happened when it was
in transit
imported. Yes.
From Europe.
And then we decided that we needed to change the tire, which was a lot harder than we expected it to be, so we'll get more into that.
Vintage parts.
Vintage parts, exactly.
On a vintage glider.
And then we're just touching up some paint, and then we've got some new seat backs to put in. That's going to give us a little bit more useful load.
Yep.
So.
And then just general touch-ups here and there, and cleaning a few bugs off here from the last few flights that we managed to miss on the last couple of cleanings. But anyway, just a lot of little details, just so that she's perfect. So when we get up to Harris Hill to share with the vintage community, she's perfect, and everyone can have a fantastic time. So follow along today. We'll show you what we're up to, what we've done, and what we're doing to get her ready. So when I bought the glider in Germany, it came with these original seat pans that can accommodate a parachute. So the parachute actually sits back in there and doesn't push you too far forward into the cockpit while you're flying. And it basically serves as, the parachute serves as your seat cushion. That's fantastic, and it's great safety to have the parachute. We do have parachutes, and we've been flying with the parachutes. But the parachutes, total, both parachutes weigh about 30 pounds. Now, looking at old manuals, I've seen that this was an original part, but there were also flat seat backs as well too, as an option for flying, if you weren't flying with a parachute. So because, once again, this is a vintage glider that we can't find vintage parts for, a lot of things either have to be creatively sourced or produced. So we've made our best effort to create an alternative, and I'm sure at some point we'll get the real drawings. But at this point, in the interest of time, we did our best to fashion a new seat back, which is this, so that we can fly without parachutes in this aircraft, and that will increase the useful load for the crew by 30 pounds. So then that means that I can fly with more people while giving rides. So we still have the option to fly with parachutes, but if we need to have that extra 30 pounds of useful load, then we can opt for the seat back. So you can see how this simply pops out of here. And then we carefully measured everything and cut twice and measured once, or measured once and cut twice, right? Something like that. A little bit of all of it happened. But we fashioned these seat backs so that we have a flat back, and then we also have some cushions on order. I'm going to use some screw snap fasteners in here so that it'll increase the comfort just a little bit, so it's slightly more comfortable than sitting on wood. Anyway, we're excited about that. So today we have to make a mark here for the final fitting so that we can put the fastener through there to properly secure the seat back on, just like the original is fastened here. So we're pretty excited about the fact that we'll gain a little more capability for giving rides, and then on to the next mod.
As Colin alluded to, we had a little trouble swapping out the tire on the T21. The tire was new old stock from 1965. It was safe, but showing age, and needed to be swapped out for our peace of mind. However, finding a replacement was not so easy, as is a common problem with vintage aircraft. After calls to several different tire suppliers, we found that our tire was obsolete. So we had to fashion a new one, with lots of help from an ingenious fellow flyer who used a Cessna nose wheel. Of course, a simple tire swap was not so simple. The wheel size changed, and the new wheel necessitated a change to the axle as well. So after a lot of research and a little machining, the swap was made, the tire received some air, and most importantly, the IA gave it a thumbs up. Another project was more like cosmetic surgery. Sometime during the overseas transport from Germany to the US, the T.21 received a pretty good bump on the nose. We took it to the glider whisperer up in Wichita, who taught us how to bring it back to photo ready. He filled the gap with a small piece of wood, sanded it down to match the existing structural lines, then covered the exposed woods with the fabric patch. Once we returned it to Oklahoma, we painted the patch to match the original design, and the glider was back to picture perfect. Well, almost.
All right, so we have some touch-ups to do inside the cockpit. So we have some color-matched paint. That's this green, this dark green. And we've got some places like up here where it meets the white, and then all down in here, there's lots of little scratches and places where we scratched up the paint as we were taking the seat backs in and out. So we're gonna be touching that up with some paint and a little paintbrush. Here we go.
Hot day in the hangar. We managed to open up a back garage door, hoping for a little ventilation, but
mostly getting cows.
Yeah, they've been watching us work today, but fortunately we found a fan in the back of the hangar that helped keep us cool. But overall, it was pretty warm, even though it rained as well too. Anyway, we got a lot of good progress done today. From what hopefully you saw on the time lapse. Probably ran out at some point, and we don't know exactly when the battery died on the GoPro, but whatever we do get, I know you probably saw a bunch of activity from fitting the seats to painting to cleaning the glider as well. So those were some pretty big steps to get done, and the painting looks fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I just got a couple of touch-ups done, mostly in the cockpit, then also around things that we've found as we started cleaning it off.
Yeah.
So
once you remove the layer of dust,
you can see all the little imperfections.
Yeah.
But now we think it's pretty much photograph ready.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Except for this wing, because I couldn't put it down given all the other airplanes in the hangar. So next week, that wing will finally be clean and sparkling.
Yes, and we'll also get some paint touch-ups.
Otherwise, between being clean and looking fantastic, we are going to give her the best shot at a published 21 to 1 glide ratio that we can, probably closer to 20 to 1. But we're going to give her the best shot that she's got to perform. And with that in mind, if the footage held, you might have seen me tinkering around with the RAM mount. And yes, I am trying to install discreetly, to maintain the original aesthetic, install modern technology with an LX Nav Nano 4 that came out of another one of another aircraft in the collection. But why not have a little bit of fun and see what we can do with this airplane? And it wouldn't hurt to have some records of what we've done and just to prove what we do in a 71-year-old airplane. But just having fun there. Not to mention, maybe I have calculated a glide puller to try to put into the LX Nav so that we can. Anyway, all good fun. But that being said, it's about time to get going. It's late in the evening, get some food, and get back home.
Yeah, so if you like this video or you liked our other ones more, please let us know. Leave a message in the comments, like, subscribe, and please don't forget to follow us in the upcoming weeks as we head out to Harris Hill.
It's going to be a long trip.
Yep, so I'm sure there will be good stories along the way.
You know, some trailer drama,
always.
Some car
drama
thing.
It's a long trip, so something good will happen.
But that's what happens towing ladders
on
the highway, cross country. But anyway, again, thanks for watching. We hope you have a great day or evening, wherever you might be, and we'll see you later. Tschüss.
Tschüss.
All right.
Pretty good.